Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful, gorgeous Sunday. Finally getting the warmer temperatures, but boy, it's still wet. Still wet. It ain't dried up yet. Don't quite have sun on those solar panels. But believe it or not, I'm getting 180 watts in with all that shade. And it means I've already plugged in one of my freezers. Just got my coffee. And I thought I'd walk you out here. Look at the carrots blooming. Gorgeous. Tea is over here. Collecting on some peas. I'm saying eating some peas. There's some over here that need to get picked. I'll set this down. You guys have not had a chance to see. Oh, come on open. It's so wet. Even the water has gotten up in here and come through up here, and it's, I don't know how it gets in. Maybe it blows in, but ew. Yeah, it's the Tom. That Tom is going in the freezer. These are our newbies, and they've been hanging out. They've been hanging out over at our friend's place. A couple different hatches here. You can see there's a couple weeks between them. We got a good turkey hatch this year. Real good. And there's a couple of chickens in there. A couple of chickens in there. And 16 or 17 of these turkeys. 17, she says. I'm not going to try and count them. I haven't finished drinking my coffee yet. This one on top of the wall. Here, hold that up there, honey. That dude right there is the one that had the foot issue.
No, they kept that one.
Oh, they kept them.
Yeah.
They kept the one with the.
Erica fell in love with that one.
She wanted that one. Okay.
So they've got it. That's one of our other.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep these guys in here for another week or two.
Yep, till they get big enough.
Before we can turn them loose. Before we turn them loose with the bigger birds, let them get a little bit more size on them.
Yeah, there's your hops.
Otherwise, huh?
There's your hops.
Hops keeps trying to come in here.
Hello, Mama.
Ain't getting no light. Shadow, what are you doing? And she's got some eggs.
They should be hatching next week.
Yeah, a few days from now, she's got some more eggs. There's some more turkey eggs in there. Look at those potatoes. And those beets. And look at this. This is the Papa beet. Look at that already. Y'all need to send me some more photos. Show me how big your stuff is getting. Those beets are doing good. I got some more tomato steaks. I got a lot of work to do today, but this particular video is as soon as I get some breakfast, finish my coffee, I got a fun little project we're going to do. Here, let me set my coffee down here. A fun little project we're going to do using some of this wood. Y'all saw the video with me putting this up on the inside of the greenhouse in the sunroom of my buddy and he took it straight up like he wanted that rough sawn look. But we're going to use a piece from here to somewhere back in here somewhere. And yeah, so let me go get some breakfast, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. And don't say anything. Alright, so as soon as I said breakfast, I heard one of you, I'm not sure who it was, but I heard you. You said, okay, I wonder what she's eating for breakfast. Okay, so I'll show you. You ever had hash browns this way? This is our recipe. This is what we're going to do. Thought I'd go ahead and share it with you, because I know I heard somebody say something. Alright, so I got a couple of potatoes that I peeled, and these are store-bought. We dug a couple of ours up, and they ain't quite big enough yet. But it won't be long, because these will taste better than these as soon as they're good. But we're going to take a couple of these potatoes. Alright, that looks good. Clean out that. Better start heating up this pan real quick. This is the first morning that we will have not had to have a wood stove fire because we had enough sun on that solar hot water panel. I'll take one of our chicken eggs from our birds. Otherwise it'd be homegrown, home laid. Didn't get this from home. It'd be nice to be able to make my own cheese like this, but takes a whole lot to get into. I like it cheesy. That's a good amount. That ought to be alright. And then, it's getting hard to come by this stuff. We had to do an order online. It used to be that you could get this at Costco, but I like the flavor of the mix. It's a garlic spread, but we put it in our eggs. This is intended, I think, for garlic bread, but we do it in a lot of different things. And you want about that much. And that thing's almost hot. Oops, this is a new one. Some olive oil. A decent little bath of it. Sure we're thoroughly mixed. Yeah, it's starting to get good and hot. A little too hot. Don't cook off my oil too quick. Alright, I think we're thoroughly mixed. Now I can turn it back on. Alright, where's spatula here? Need some shake going on in here. Alright, so now all I got to do is cook it gently on both sides. And we got one last thing that we do. I'll show you that here in just a minute. I'll be right back. So we're almost there. But I wanted to show you here. I love cooking on gas more than I do electric. But gas, you don't have the ability to keep even heat around the pan. So I'm having to turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off in order to not overcook it. You can see the bottom side got a little darker than I normally like. I like a golden brown like that here, and it starts to get a little crunchy. But one of the next steps as we do is put another egg in for each of these. And the name of our dish is Sunrise Over the Plains, is what we called it, because we put the egg on it. But we're not quite there yet. That needs to finish cooking. I need to flip these a couple of times. This is why I like cooking on the wood stove, because the wood stove, I'm going to have even heat all the way around on the pan. See, that's even getting pretty smoky hot too quick. Let's see, maybe flip it again. Yeah. See, it'll cook it too fast if you're not careful. Yeah, I much prefer the wood stove. I'll cook on the wood stove before I'll cook on anything else. But they're getting there. They're getting there. Alright, so let's give it one more minute, and then I'll come back and show you how we polish this baby off. Alright, now for the final touches. I think our eggs are about done. I'm going to take a little bit of shredded cheese and sprinkle it on the top of our hash browns. Make them a little cheesier. You can never have enough cheese. And then I like my yolk just a little bit soft. He likes her yolk.
It's got a squeal. Yep, just like that.
Squeezing. And then we're going to put it right there. And then right there. And right there. Just needs a little wiping down, and that's ready to go. Now, we reuse ours, but this is our homemade ketchup from last year. Okay, I went to try and buy something that was non-GMO, but when we ran out. You want out there, buddy?
Hang on, bud.
There you
You
go.
silly boy.
You too. All right, so this is our homemade ketchup. And I can't just tell you how good that is. But that's breakfast. For those who did say so. I know I heard at least one of you, what you doing for breakfast? Well, that's not even getting to the fun project we got today. We got something else to do out there. We'll see it in just a little bit. Let me get fed up. Well, that was excellent. What'd you think, baby?
It was very good.
Very good, very good. All right, so now for the actual project. One of the many that we're going to do. I'm telling you. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. He sent me a little gift, so I'm going to send him one back. But we're going to have a little fun with this. So I got one of my better looking boards. That was left over from that project. Won't much. I was hoping to get more of it, but got some ugly working conditions. Look at this mess. Sloppy. I wish it would dry out. We just got a warning on the Weather Channel that heavy rains this week. And it's like, really? So we're going to be working in the muck here. And I got one of my better boards here. And come in and take a look at this. There's a good portion of this that's actual quarter sawn red oak. So this is red oak. And this is not typically the wood that's used in this kind of project, but it's what I've got. And it's going to be beautiful when we're done. It's a simple little project. We're going to make a couple of these because, well, it has to do with the gift he sent me. It requires Litecoin and back. So first thing I got to do is I got to get the generator going. I'm gonna take and I'm gonna rip the edge of this board down to as wide as possible pieces I can get so I can maximize my project. So let's get that going.
Daisy chains and sweet champagne, and 2 days alone with you. Not too far from the city by car, or maybe we can make a more romantic trip by train to the country. It's where I want to be with you for the weekend. And dried wildflowers adorn this room with a view. Whiskey and wine and go down like water. In the morning we will surely feel it, but who cares in the country? It's where I want to be with you for the weekend. For hours with no purpose, at least until our stomachs hurt us. You skip rocks across the river, now watch the waves upon the water. And though nothing too complex, just music and dancing every night. Oh, this is the meaning of my whole life. You wear a crown of flowers you found, and my eyes trace a flight of fancy. Stone from the sun, and the wind gets us drunk. Oh, what a simple fantasy, but right now I don't care. In the country, it's where I want to be with you for the weekend. Drive just as far as half a tank will allow. We can shoot at cans, go swimming in the dams. We can do whatever we want here any day in the country. That's where I want to be with you forever. Oh, we can do whatever that we choose. It's right now in my mind. We walk for hours with no purpose, at least until our stomachs hurt us. You skip rocks across the river.
Almost there. Got a little bit more work to do. I can see it. You see it? You see what's coming out of here? Yeah, I think we're going to take this section right here. I'll make two of them. One here, and one in here. Whew, I'm already sweating. It is humid out here. Very humid. Alright, folks. Next step, I think I got to do a little layout. That's going to take me some thinking, so hang on and we'll be back with you in a second. Alright, so I think I got to figure it out. Had to do a little thinking through it to kind of design it as I was going based on what we're doing. So let's take a look at here. You can see I got the board smoothed out, and I still got a lot of work to do on this. We just got the blank, so I've got one here and one over here. One for me, one for him, because I gotta have one. And so I had to do a little thinking through the dimensions. The dimensions are 12-inch circle, so I picked a radius just shy of that, about 11 inches. That gives you a little room to move around. We wanted something that would hold or be a full 12 inches across, so they're going to have full support, right? And then I want a nice solid heavy handle that gives you good hand control of when you're trying to maneuver things. So I picked up a little lid like this or a nice little radius on the corners here. I rounded this one off using my compass, and I'm going to use this hole saw to put a little curve on the inside to help strengthen this part right here. You'll see that here in a second. But all right, time to get them cut out, and I think I'll just buzz through that real quick. We got the jigsaw, and it's going to take a little bit, and let's see what it looks like in the rough side. Ah. So T and I just finished up. She's using our little belt sander right there, and we were sanding up all the edges here, all the way around, and starting to get a shape there, don't you think? I think it looks pretty good. We got the two of them, and they're all slightly different because of the way I was sanding on them to smooth them out. Now we need to round over some edges here, and then I've got to do a whole lot of beveling on the tip of this to get it down where it'll get underneath a pie, get under a pie. So that looks pretty good. So the next thing we're going to do, let's see, I've got a round over in here, but this round over is a little on the large size. So we need to find one need to find one. Here's a smaller one. Come on out of there. Here's a smaller one. Let's see, would that be... That would work, I think. But that's still kind of big. Let me see if I got one on the other side. Other one over here. What do you think? We got... That's the smallest one we got. Is the same as...
Same as that one,
Same
I
as
think.
that. Yeah, that's the same 1/4 inch.
And then there's this little
That's
one.
what I'm saying. That's the same as this. 1/4 inch round over. Radius 1/4 inch. That's what this is going to be, a 1/4 inch. We'll
Yeah,
have a
that's what it says. 1/4 inch.
smaller one. All right, let's put this one in here. No, in and out of the clouds. All right, where's my button?
Right there.
Yeah. No, that's to make it go. I'm trying to remember the, oh, up top. Push this thing over here. Right there, it's the bottom red button. There we go. Now we lock the arbor. That big one out of there. What I do with it? Here it is. Put that in there. I'll put you on right about there. Now we got to check our depth of that little screw there. If we don't have to bump that thing up off the... Here. Yep, that sits higher. We're going to need to raise that up. All right, pause this. Let's get it. This is about all that's left to do. I got one more thing I'll show you here in a minute, but we want to get it sanded down first. And that's going to take a whole lot of handwork here. So we got the two of them made. Can I land the plane? I was gonna give him this one because it didn't have the knot in it, but once we sanded on it, we started to see that there's a natural split in the center of the wood. So I'm gonna keep this one, and I'm gonna give him this one, and that knot shouldn't hurt anything. I thought about it, you know, maybe filling it with epoxy, but I don't know if you really want that epoxy on your food stuff. This hole This hole ain't gonna hurt nothing. It just gives it character. Yeah. And I'm too far gone for the day to start making new ones. I don't know. I get enough of a demand for them. People start saying, Erin, make me one. I might make more.
Mm-hmm.
I have to think of how much it costs to really crank these things out decently. Make a bunch of them. Getting the wood's the hard part, because I wanted the widest piece I can get. And alright, so all this had to get milled down to 3/4 of an inch. And then we ran it through the planer and we took it down. And so I think we got a little over a 1/2 inch thick wood here, which is still a little bit on the thick side. But I wanted it strong. Something that he could hold on to and know he was getting, and that I wanted to be able to hold on to, you know. Dusty. So we got to finish this up, and then we got one last final touch to do when we're done with that. We'll catch back with you when we're done with the final sanding. Alright, so when T and I would do all our wood products up in Montana, we had our little finishing seal. It's our brand. And normally I get the cutting torch out to do this, but it's a hard thing to lug out. So I'm trying to really throw the heat on that. Does that thing look like it's glowing red?
Kind of.
Yeah, it kind of does. So let's try it. So I'm going to try the one we're going to keep first in case I mess it up. There.
Looks good.
Looks good. Alright, so let's heat it up. We're going to do this one right here. Let's get that one red hot again. Getting red again. Let's get just red enough. Yeah, there it goes. I can see it. Oop, 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 oop. There.
Looks good.
There we go. There we go. Whew. I'm sweat dripping. Gotta be careful with this thing. Start a fire. Want a lick?
Yeah, no.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed. Nobody tell Alaska Prepper. Nobody tell him what's coming his way. Y'all take care.